We'll get into the instruction video in just a moment, but since this product was just launched, we have some quick important info that I promise you're going to want to hear first. So let me start out by saying congrats on your purchase of the Limitless 5 drone, the latest addition to our esteemed line of X Pro Limitless drones. We're super excited to announce that this cutting-edge drone was just unveiled last week, and it has already become one of the top sellers on Amazon. Limitless drones always retail between $700 to $800, but we often celebrate our new releases with low promotional prices to reward our loyal customers and attract new ones. So I'm really just so glad that we were able to get such a great drone for the low promo price. Now for a couple quick important updates about your new drone. If you choose to take the extra step and register your drone with the FAA, stick around for the last 3 minutes of this video where we'll walk you through the entire registration process step by step, including where to find your drone's unique serial number, which you'll need to complete registration. Here's an example of what your serial number will look like. Limitless 5 works equally as well with all smartphones, but when connecting your phone to the remote, it's very important to make sure you insert the correct end of the USB cable into the remote. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect to or use the Limitless 5 app. The end with this connection symbol is the side that plugs into the remote. Lastly, here's the instruction video to get you in the air where you belong. Much more detailed tutorials and other instructional resources will become available over the next couple months. We truly thank you for your patronage and support of our American company. And remember, if you have any questions, simply contact us. I know you're itching to get Limitless 5 airborne, but first I need to cover something extremely important. So before you take Limitless 5 to the skies, let's make one thing crystal clear. Crashing sucks. It's frustrating, it's heartbreaking, and it's expensive. But guess what? It's also completely avoidable. This is done by watching the detailed instructions coming up in this video and purchase of our 2-year insurance plan, which has allowed thousands of users to fly with complete peace of mind, knowing that their awesome new investment is fully protected regardless of what happens. Drones are incredible tools, no doubt about it. But unfortunately, they're also the second most frequently damaged consumer product, ranking second only to automobiles. Even the most experienced drone pilots face risks like collisions, sudden rainfall, or unexpected obstacles, yes, such as birds, who, by the way, do not like sharing the skies with drones. Yes, this drone has the same advanced obstacle avoidance system as drones priced much higher, and that definitely helps protect it. But no system is foolproof. Accidents can still occur. It's easy to understand why drones are inherently much more susceptible to accidents, considering that they're high-tech machines flying through the sky at high speeds, high altitudes, far distances, and are equipped with a lot of sensitive, expensive electronics. And the reality is, for beginners, the risks are much greater. That's why drone insurance is essential, and learning from the detailed instructions in this video is equally as important. You can check out more drone fail clips at the end of this video, but right now let's show you how to buy the insurance so you can fully protect your investment. Regardless of where your drone was ordered from, customers are eligible to add the insurance within 30 days from the date of your order, so don't take the risk of crashing. Buy the insurance now. Just follow the simple steps shown here. You can either scan this QR code or head to our website. Hover your mouse over the Accessories tab. Click on the 2-year protection plan and make the purchase. So stick with me through these instructions and I'll make sure you stay in the sky where you belong with Limitless 5. For your first several flights, make sure you fly in a completely wide open area at least a quarter mile away from all obstacles. Listen, I know that may sound excessive, but when learning any new machine, you don't truly know how the product responds until you actually test it and get the feel for it. It's just like when you were first learning how to drive a car. You likely found a nice big parking lot free of other cars or pedestrians, right? And you probably didn't even hop on the highway until your 4th or 5th time behind the wheel. Well, flying a drone requires very similar preparation to ensure you, your drone, and others stay safe. Limitless 5 is packed with features and fail-safe functions, but those can be a little surprising if you don't know what to expect. For instance, take the return to home fail-safe. It's an amazing safety feature, but if you're unaware that the drone instantly climbs 120 feet before returning to its home point, then it can come as a bit of a shock. I'm sure you can imagine someone not knowing this may start to panic and push buttons thinking the drone is flying away from its home point, when in reality, it's really doing exactly what it's programmed to do, which is climb to an altitude that gives it a clear and quick straight line path home. Right here you see return to home was activated, it climbs to 120 feet and returns home. By the way, return to home altitude can be adjusted in settings, but we'll cover that later on. This is just one example that shows why it's so important for your first several flights to be so far away from trees, fences, buildings, power lines, literally anything that the drone can crash into. Your Limitless 5 is packed with the same top-tier obstacle avoidance technology you'll find in drones costing over $1,600. It's the same exact technology. It's got 2 sensors in front and 2 in back. These sensors even double as additional cameras. Although they're lower resolution cameras, it's still pretty cool because it allows you to see in all directions simultaneously. We'll cover that awesome feature in another video, so for now, just stick to the main 4K camera for the best view. These 4 sensors watch out for obstacles in every direction, but they're especially good at spotting things in front of and behind the drone. Think of it as having extra eyes on the lookout while you're flying. Here's what you'll see and hear when approaching an obstacle with your Limitless 5 drone. As you approach an obstacle, you'll hear a series of beeps signaling you're getting too close. If you continue to fly towards the obstacle, the drone may be restricted from flying in that direction. Notice the same is true when flying backwards towards an object, as seen here. There is a simple way to turn off the obstacle avoidance, but we'll cover that later on. Important, always take off in a wide open space. The sensors are great, but they'll stop you from flying towards anything they detect. Imagine taking off surrounded by trees. Your only option would be to fly straight up, right? That's not a fun way to start your flight. So practice in open areas first, then gradually fly closer to obstacles as you get more comfortable with the controls. So to clarify, the drone still has lateral obstacle detection, but obstacles in front and back are more easily detected. This is done by design to allow users more maneuverability in close proximity to objects, as you'll be able to fly closer to objects on either side of the drone. This design prevents the drone from locking up and getting stuck if you find yourself in a situation where obstacles are surrounding it on all sides. But this can also be risky, so it's very important that you avoid these situations until you gain more flight experience with Limitless 5. Unfold the arms as shown. Remove the camera cover by applying pressure to the bottom as shown. It's important to remember to always remove the camera cover before turning the drone on, otherwise you can damage the gimbal. Download the Limitless 5 app. Either scan this QR code or find it on your phone's App Store or Google Play Store. Here's what the app looks like. Please be careful not to download the Limitless 4 app or the Razor X app. Although they appear to be similar, those are both apps for our other X Pro drones, so they won't work with your Limitless 5 drone. Here are the remote control instructions. You can rewatch and pause this section to get a better understanding of all remote control functions. First, extend the antenna. Then pull out the phone holder brackets from the bottom. Our remote is designed to fit any smartphone. To adjust, simply angle the brackets inward for smaller phones or outward for larger phones. To turn the remote on, short press the power button, which will indicate the remaining battery level. Then long press until the power comes on. Status will say connecting. At this point, you'll go ahead and turn the drone on using the same short press, long press method. Once both are on, it'll take about 1 minute for the remote and drone to connect to each other. Now that both are on, connect your phone to the remote using the included data transmission USB cable as shown here. Depending on your phone's security settings, a pop-up may appear. Just click Trust and enter in your phone's numerical passcode. Here's a quick demonstration of the full setup process from start to finish. Keep in mind that as long as you complete each step, the order in which these steps are followed is not overly important. Notice that the remote status says connecting, which means it's in the process of connecting to the drone. This takes about 1 minute to complete. Once connected, the remote status changes to positioning and the front lights turn solid green. During positioning, your Limitless 5 drone is searching for satellites to lock in a strong GPS signal. It only takes about 1 to 2 minutes before the status changes to GPS mode, which means you're now ready for takeoff. You can see how many satellites you're connected to right here. 9 or more will bring you into GPS mode. Very important note, in order to reach GPS mode, you absolutely must be outside with a clear view of the sky. Otherwise, it'll stay in positioning mode and you won't be able to take flight. There is a way to disable this failsafe, which will allow you to fly indoors or in areas where GPS signals are blocked, but those instructions are covered in a later video for advanced users. we strongly advise to always fly in GPS mode so that your Limitless 5 drone maintains optimal flight stability and knows exactly where to return home to if something were to go wrong. Calibration. To calibrate your drone, first open the app. Press Prepare to Fly on the home screen. Now press the calibration button and wait 5 seconds for the gyro calibration process to finish. During this step, the camera may jump around a bit as the gimbal realigns itself, but don't worry, that's completely normal. Once finished, it'll bring you to the next screen. Press calibration again and follow the on-screen prompts as demonstrated here. Rotate the drone horizontally 3 times until you hear a beep. It doesn't matter if you spin clockwise or counterclockwise as long as you're consistent for both spins. Also, during vertical rotation, the same is true for which way the camera is facing. Up or down, it doesn't matter. To take off, you first need to unlock the motors. So pull both joysticks down at a 45-degree angle outwards. The propellers will start to spin, but the drone remains on the ground until you're ready for liftoff. If no flight attempt is made within 5 seconds, the motors will stop for safety reasons and to conserve battery. If this happens, just unlock the drone again and take flight within that 5-second frame. If you have followed all the steps but can't get the motors to unlock, don't worry, this is not a defect. It just takes some users a few more attempts to find the sweet spot. Pulling the joystick straight down will not unlock the motors. Remember, both joysticks need to be pulled down but at a 45-degree angle outwards. Here's another method that some users may find easier. Pull both joysticks straight down and out in one fluid motion as shown here. You can even pull them down and in like this. So whether you pull them down in or down out, you can't go wrong. Now that you have the motors running, slowly push the left joystick upwards and proudly watch her take to the skies. Once you've started the motors, you can also use the one-key takeoff button on the remote. For landing, you can either land manually by pulling the left joystick down until the drone is safely on the ground, or you can use the one-key landing button seen here. Just note that the one-key landing button will only work if you're within 65 feet of your drone. This failsafe prevents accidental landings at a distance. So if you want to land your drone further than 65 feet away, then simply land the drone manually by using the joysticks to bring it down to the ground slowly. Lastly, regardless of what method you use to land, just make sure that as soon as the drone legs touch the ground, hold the left joystick all the way down until the propellers completely stop spinning. To turn the spotlight on, press this button on the remote. FAA registration for your Limitless 5 drone. To register with the FAA, first make sure you're on their official website seen here. There are a number of scam sites paying up here at the top of Google search results, so type the URL in manually rather than searching for it. You'll see this confirmation on the correct site. Also, keep in mind registration only costs $5, so if you're being charged more than that, it means you're on a fake lookalike site. To register, first create an account by clicking here. Scroll to the bottom and hit agree. Simply fill out the form and press create account. The FAA will send you a verification email. Open that email and press verify account. Now your account is verified and you can log in. Click Add a Service, scroll down to the third option, Drone Owners and Pilots. Choose this option and then Add Service at the bottom. To complete registration, launch the Drone Owners and Pilots dashboard. Since most of our customers fly for fun, you'll likely want to choose the Recreational Flyer option. Fill in your address info that will be used to cover the $5 FAA registration fee. Check the box and click Next. Now it's time to provide your drone details. So click Add Device and provide details. Limitless 5 broadcasts remote ID, so click Yes. Now for device type, this is a top hobby drone equipped with RID technology built into the unit itself. So select standard remote ID here. Next, you're going to add us as the manufacturer, Drone Clone Experts. Then you can add a nickname if you want. Then go to model, which is Limitless 5. And then here is the serial number. To get your unique serial number, open the Limitless 5 app. Make sure your drone and remote are on and your phone is connected to the remote via USB cable. Once connected, this FAA Register button will appear. If you don't see the FAA Register button, then you're not connected. Inserting the wrong end of the USB cable into the remote is a common mistake, so check to make sure the end with this connection symbol is inserted into the remote. If you have an Android or iPhone 15, you'll notice both ends of the USB-C cable look identical, yet only one end transfers data. Look at both ends of the cable, find this connector symbol. Always plug this end into the remote, and the opposite end plugs into your phone. Again, this is an easy mistake to make since both sides of the USB-C cable look the same. Now that you're connected, press the FAA Register button. This is your unique serial number. Remember, the serial number only appears when your drone is on, connected, and ready to fly. If a serial number still doesn't appear, it's not a problem. Some phone privacy and security settings block it from showing. Simply contact us, provide us your order number, and we'll tell you exactly what your unique serial number is. Now go back to the FAA website and insert your serial number. Press Add Device, and the final step is paying the registration fee, which is only $5 and covers all your drones for 3 years. Once you pay, they'll email you a certificate of registration. Take note of the certificate number because you have to enter that in the Limitless 5 app in the empty space here. Then press Bind Drone and you're good to go. If you have any questions after watching this video, please contact us at admin@dronecloneexperts.com. Now go ahead, enjoy your experience of the world from above with Limitless 5.